Welcome to Enigma Files, where shadows hold secrets, and every story is a puzzle waiting to be solved. Join us as we explore chilling crime stories and perplexing mysteries that challenge our understanding of justice. Prepare to uncover the truth hidden in the darkness. Are you ready to dive deep into the unknown? In the late 1960s, the idyllic pace of Northern California life was disrupted by the emergence of a figure who would come to embody one of the most notorious and mysterious criminal sagas in American history, the Zodiac Killer. Despite decades passing, the Zodiac's identity remains unknown, shrouded in the mystery and cryptic complexity of ciphers and letters that have tantalized and tormented law enforcement and amateur sleuths alike. This is the story behind those infamous letters and the shadowy figure who sent them. The Zodiac's deadly campaign began on a dark and chilling December night in 1968. Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, two teenagers, were found murdered near Vallejo, a city nestled between San Francisco and Sacramento. Their car was parked in a quiet, secluded area, a popular lover's lane. As investigators swept the scene, they noticed the absence of any apparent motive for such a brutal act. The community reeled in shock and fear, but it was only the beginning. 7 months later, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau's tranquil outing was shattered by similar violence. As they sat in their car at a local park, a stranger approached them. Without warning, the figure shot them multiple times before disappearing into the night. Astonishingly, Mageau survived, albeit with horrific injuries, becoming one of the few people who would endure the Zodiac Killer's assault and live to tell the tale. A month passed after the attack when something peculiar and unprecedented occurred. 3 separate newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald, received handwritten letters claiming responsibility for the murders. Each note bore an identical postmark. They were written in neat but menacing script and were signed with a mysterious symbol, a circle with a cross through it. The letters contained explosive content, boasts, threats, and a demand. The Zodiac insisted the newspapers publish a cryptogram, claiming it would reveal his identity. He baited the public and the press, urging them to crack the encrypted messages and ensure his infamy. Driven by the chilling nature of the correspondence and the intense public interest, the newspapers complied, printing the ciphers for all to see. The series of symbols composed a 408-character code that was quickly solved by Donald Hardin, a schoolteacher, and his wife, Betty. Contrary to the Zodiac's promise, the deciphered message did not reveal his identity. Instead, it contained eerie, taunting phrases that confirmed a desire to continue killing for the pleasure it brought him. Observers worldwide fixated on this brazen communication as it provided a stunning insight into the twisted mind of the killer. In the months following, more letters and murders occurred, heightening the panic across California. The Zodiac's communications became increasingly bizarre and cryptic, each sent with a similar demand for ultimate recognition. One of the most famous among these was the 340-character cipher, seemingly impenetrable and left unsolved for over 50 years. The murders continued. A lone college student named Sherry Jo Bates, found in Riverside, Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell, attacked by a stranger at Lake Berryessa, Paul Stein, a San Francisco cab driver, shot in broad daylight. Each crime scene added data but few answers. The Zodiac's ability to evade capture, blend into the shadows, and resurface, seemingly at will, frustrated law enforcement at every turn. With each letter, the Zodiac changed tactics, sending additional missives that dared police to catch him, each unveiling a new layer of his sinister intellect. Perhaps the most chilling correspondence came in the form of taunts, directed at renowned detective Dave Toschi, who led the investigation in San Francisco. Yet, these strange and foreboding letters were often sent with sprinkled eccentricities and quirks amidst their horror. A Halloween card with further cryptic messages, a map with a coded message in a hidden grid, or references to pop culture and operatic terror. These elements only added to the mystery, creating a caricature that was part villain, part ghost, haunting the minds of those obsessed with catching him. Through episodic appearances in the media and cryptic clues, the Zodiac became an enigmatic cult figure, one who defined what it meant to be both infamous and invisible in equal measure. He inspired a legion of followers, armchair detectives, and conspiracy theorists, embarking on grand hunts resurrected with each new theory or alleged breakthrough. Over time, as years turned into decades without a definitive identification, the Zodiac Killer remained an unresolved enigma, a cipher himself. The story of his letters and the ciphers housed within spread into cultural lore, even as investigators continued to pursue every lead with relentless determination. By the dawn of the digital era, the craze to solve the Zodiac ciphers and reveal his identity saw a revival, with both cutting-edge technology and creative minds pooling resources. In late 2020, a group of 3 codebreakers from around the world finally cracked the long, elusive 340-character cipher. The message, taunting and devoid of any new information about his identity, was a jarring reminder of how vested the pursuit of this mystery had become. Despite the passage of so much time, the Zodiac's letters remain a symbol of humanity's fascination with the macabre, a grand, unsolvable riddle that continues to cast its spectral presence through history. This unresolved tale reflects the complexities of evil cloaked in anonymity and the relentless human quest to decipher the unfathomable. The saga of the Zodiac Killer persists, his name a chilling echo amidst the legend of his letters, pushing future detectives and code enthusiasts to confront the shadows that linger just beyond the veil of the known. Ultimately, the Zodiac leaves behind a legacy as enigmatic as his famed cryptograms, a symphony of sinister invention defying time, sense, and solution.